Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D. This will be my weekly video that I do each week for the planets and where they are and where the transits that's happening, as well as I do a channel and I do a bit of a card reading too. So on the week coming up. So with this week, the big thing that we have is a full moon, and we have that on the 21st of the 7th at 8:17 p.m. That is my time here in Sydney. So that is going to be on Sunday. With that full moon, it is in Capricorn, so it has some positive aspects to it. We do have a tri with Mars. We've also got a tri with Uranus. We've also got a sextile to Neptune as well. It's kind of almost conjunct to Pluto, but not quite, because Pluto is still in Aquarius there. It's just about to move back into Capricorn. It's got literally a degree to go before it's back into Capricorn, and I think we'll see that more in September when it actually hits for about a month. And then it is also it does have a square to Chiron. That's the only thing that I can see that is a little bit not that great. During that time, we do have some squares to Mercury with Mars and with Uranus as well. So with this full moon that's coming up, it is probably going to be about restriction. I do feel like it's about bringing things into the fold, but also there is an aspect of balancing, and it's about our shift. I feel like it's about cleaning up the old, bringing in the new, but I also feel like there's a shift here I feel like there's something about corruption that's going to come up this week as well. There's also going to be about boundaries. It's like things about the rules, laws or rules or government. There's going to be a lot of big things in government. It could be that sense of like rewinding back the clock a little bit with this. Seems like we're going back in time a little bit with this full moon. Emotionally, where we've got the tri here with Mars, and we feel quite energized. We feel quite confident in ourselves to go about doing what we need to do, but I feel like it's about motivating us to either to go about helping people to do what we have to do, giving it endurance. When we're looking at Capricorn, it's all about endurance. If you know a Capricorn, I have a Capricorn moon, so it's about getting things done. I know for myself, I'm a night owl, so I'm more in the night time, but I stay up late. I'll get things done, so I'll stay up as late as it is to get what I need to get done. It's about endurance, and I feel like it is really helping us, giving us that motivation there to get things done. When we've also got that tri to Uranus, so this can bring up some unexpected emotions coming up here, and I feel like it could be quite positive. It's a tri, so it's a positive aspect that's coming up here. We might feel, in saying that though, you might not feel that emotional. Capricorn is not an emotional sign. It's about a sign of just getting things done. It's a sign with dealing with things. You'll find with a Capricorn, when bad things happen, they are still able to go to work. They're still able to function. Even if a Capricorn gets depressed, yes, they'll get depressed, but they know that they've got commitments to fulfill. It's all about setting up, going ahead, going about your day, doing what you have to do, fulfilling your commitments, not feeling sorry for yourself, and just keep on being able to move forward. Is all about what the Capricorn is all about. As I say, I am a Capricorn moon, so I take on some of these traits myself. If you do have a Capricorn, if you're like in Mercury or the moon or the sun, or even part of the ascending, you'll also have some of these traits, will be very strong in your chart too. Since Mercury is going to be how you think, and also even how you speak with authority, and get things done. So we do have. So if you're someone that gets phased by the moon, you're probably it's not going to be too emotional. It's just about suck it up, get it done, keep moving. So that's what I feel like with this full moon that is coming up ahead. As I said, we do have these squares here, so these are going to be here the whole week. We've got a square here with Mercury with Mars. We've also got Mercury with Uranus too, so at that aspect coming up, and that can be here throughout this next week. This can be things of it might be aggravation. It might be the things that you don't want to hear, or it could be a sense of people arguing, like people really because I feel like if we've got this Mercury that is in Leo, this is bringing about the ego about us, like, no, I'm right, no, this is what I think, or could be about, you don't stop treading on anyone's toes because you want to also fit in as well. But it's a sense of ego that's coming out here. So with this Mars hitting this square with Mercury, this could bring about some tricky conversations coming up here. It could bring up some arguments as well. But I feel like it might think, no doubt, that you're right. It could bring up some unexpected communication that you might hear from someone, and it might not be as positive as you had hoped with that aspect that's coming up. We also have this week, which is quite a positive aspect. We've got a sextile that is happening with Venus and with Jupiter. So with that is bringing about some positive luck here when it comes to romance and even financial aspects too. We may even find there could be some sort of something financial to do with like the business world coming up with this full moon ahead, because with this Capricorn does rule law and order, governments, it rules corruption in like sort of governments, institutions, that sort of thing. It's a 10th house. It is very black and white, but when I say corruption, it's because for the Capricorn, they will break the rules if no one's watching. So there is a bit of corruption here. That's why I say. But it is about law and order, black and white, setting boundaries, about getting tasks done, like having rules and regulations. That's all about what we have with the Capricorn. So we've got here as well coming up this week, we do have a try with Chiron and Mercury as well. Should be able to do the whole week. Later on in the week, we will also have Venus try Chiron too. This is about healing old wounds or wounds that is causing you emotional pain. This could be to do with conversations or something you might hear, but it's like there's a healing aspect with this. Also to do with financial and relationships coming up. It's also there too. We've also got a try with Venus that's coming up with the node, especially with this full moon coming up here. That is also helping you about your destiny. I see it's very clear where you're going. It's a clear picture and where you are heading. There's also a sextile with Uranus and that try with Pluto. So a big transformation. It could be a big realization that you happens during this week or this full moon that happens too with aspects to Pluto that's coming up here. We've also got a Mars. Mars is moving into Gemini on the same time as this full moon, so Mars will also be moving into Gemini. So this is really helping with motivation because it was in more Taurus. So Taurus is more of a slower sign. Taurus, like, they're a team player, they get things done, but it's a plodding along. When we go into Gemini, it is more fast-paced, they are more talkative, they are more like social, networking, so it's having that angle there, that Mars with that Mercury could bring up the arguments there, but having that try there with that moon, so emotionally charged to get things done or to network where you've got to go, to really feel more empowered and seeking. There's something about here about seeking the truth as well, exposing the corruption, but you're sort of got more energy and motivation to do this. It's emotionally energizing you is what I feel. But Mars in Gemini it is motivating you to create more partnerships and networks and to do a lot of networking, but also grow, because it also is going to cover things such as education as well, which means that soon we're going to have Mars will be meeting up with Jupiter, so which will be a good conjunction. So Mars will catch up to Jupiter soon, over the next month or so. I haven't actually tracked to see when that will happen, but that will be a positive conjunction that we have coming up too. So that's what we have with the planets, and with this full moon that's coming up. I've got here as well that it is about, I feel like it's going to be exposing corruption. I do feel like it's going to be about boundaries and protection. So you might have to really look at your boundaries and where you stand with other people, where they stand with you. I feel like there's also like karma coming up here, or shortcomings coming up too with people. Government, law and order, things about black and white. There could be things about restriction or control, because Capricorn likes to control things with this full moon. So they don't like surprises. It's about controlling what's going to happen, so that they know. Most of the aspects that I'm seeing with this full moon are quite positive. So in generally speaking, I'm going to say that it's a positive full moon that I am seeing. Bizarre behavior. You might see some bizarre behavior coming up. Not wanting to let go of things. And that also a bit of a Capricorn thing there. Looking at the past, so we could be revising the past for some aspects coming up here. There's a voice of reason. With Capricorns, they are the voice of reason. And there's an ego sort of coming up with things like with that, especially that Mercury coming up in that, and Venus too in Leo. It is going to bring up some bit of ego that's coming up here, especially with those squares that we've got to that that sign there, those planets. But all of all, in terms of Venus, we've got some pretty good aspects of Venus. So good week for relationships, and maybe even financially it could be as well. Still with that square with Jupiter to Saturn too. Now something else I was going to say, and I just forgot what I was going to say. But I think there's also coming up. There's also going to be a square coming up with Venus and Uranus as well coming up this week. That might bring about some unexpected things with money or relationships too, coming up later in the week. So that could be some unexpected surprise you weren't expecting, that might not be as positive. True, but we still got that sextile all week with Jupiter, which may overpower the Uranus. So see how things play out. Okay, let's look at the cards. What cards are we going to use this week? I'm going to use these cards here. Okay. It is cold where I am. Not a fan of cold or extreme heat. I like autumn and spring. Thank goodness the sun is out, which is good, but I'm cold. Okay. Let us see where we're going to go from here with this next week. Okay. You're coming in with a lot of power, a lot of charge. I just feel like this Mars is really going to charge the moon here. And it is the right sign. It is, I feel like it can be quite powerful, considering at the same time Mars is moving into a new sign of that Gemini. And I feel like it is going about moving even though it might feel like visiting the past because of Capricorn, and to do with Pluto going to be moving back into Capricorn in the coming months ahead, I still feel like it's about here I am charging forward, showing your strength, showing your willpower. A Capricorn has a lot of willpower. Even though they're a cardinal sign, they're a strong sign. And they like to help people as well. I feel like it's like you're reaching out to things that might be just out of reach, but you're really reaching out to see what you want. It's like someone's dangling that carrot and you're trying to get to that carrot. There is a sense of a passion here, like the fire burning brightly, a lot of passion, and it's a beware of tricksters. I just feel like with this week, it is about being aware of tricksters that are coming out, and it could even be a sense of there's a wish fulfilled or 3 wishes coming in here, or you finally get your wish coming true. That also could be quite positive. There's something about inspirational that's coming up this week too. I just heard the word inspirational, so I do feel like there is some sort of inspirational. I do feel like there could be a shock announcement or just a shocking thing. As we've seen before with that conjunction this week with Mars and Uranus, it has brought up some unexpected events have come up. I do feel like by the time we get to the next week, I don't know if Joe Biden's going to be in there, and I did predict that he wouldn't make that he would be out, so I have a feeling. Although I thought he would go out a different way, but it's funny. I was getting about balance. This card came out about balance. It is about also could be releasing emotion, but not as in crying. Could be releasing emotion in a different way that I feel like too. There is a sense about fun. I get a lot of things, that's cards that are coming out here to me, that's about passions. Expressing your passion, like going forward if you wanted to start something, or reflecting on what you wanted to start, whether it be a business, about to move forward with things, to really get involved in communities or whatever you want to do in terms of making money. This is a week I feel like it's going to be a good week to do that. There's a sense here of really breaking free of limitations of things that are keeping you held back, or boundaries. It could also be a sense of trying something new, trying something out, trying a different way of doing things, to get things done. It is also like you're very sure. There is going to be things that are going to be affecting leaders as well, that I feel like coming up this week ahead, as in it could be a change of leaders or leadership. There's going to be a strong will. So if we do see that Biden is stepping down, I don't feel like it's by his choice. I more feel like it's more of the wife that is trying to really hold him more into place. And I just feel like it's going to be a matter of like sort of surrendering if he does too. But I do feel like it's coming up to the end. We've also got, and it could be some opportunity that's like a bugger, like you should have done something but you've missed it. That also could be coming up for during this time this week too. But I do feel like it is keeping things in balance, but I feel like at the same time there could be some sort of temptation or something stopping you from putting things into balance. I also find with Capricorn that sometimes they overcompensate, or it's just you just wanted to get things done, so your life is a bit out of balance because you're really trying to get things done and you might miss out on sleep. That was me the other night. For my other job that I do, getting things done, staying up till like 1 o'clock, past 1 o'clock, getting things done because I had a thing on to do the next day. The next day I was exhausted. But that's a Capricorn way of doing things. You just get it done. You don't complain. You go ahead and do it. And it also could be an aspect too where you don't want to hear about people complaining, especially with this square that's coming up with Mercury, with Mars. It could be very well that you don't, with this, especially during this full moon time, that you don't want to hear about people whining and complaining. I know for myself, there's an astrologer that I subscribe to, and every time I hear him whine and complain about his life, I don't want to hear it, because we're all going through the same things, but we're all going through our own stuff and we all get things done. And that could be it too. Sometimes, even though a Capricorn want to help you, they want to help you get out of there, but at the same time they don't want to hear you making or being the victim or saying you're a victim and complaining. And people might not want to hear that too, and that might be coming up, especially with this Mercury in a Leo. So it could be an aspect where people just don't want to hear why you can't get things done, especially if someone's trying to help you or giving you a solution there. Let's do a channel. See, because we're taking a bit, didn't realise, 19 minutes. Okay, let's have a look, we'll do a channel. Okay, channel for this full moon that's coming up in Capricorn. This full moon in Capricorn is going to be a big one for you, your all experiences. For some will experience joy and proud moments and accomplishments and overachievements. For others will feel empty and let go and feel like they do want to achieve more and finally get the burst of energy to want to achieve more in their life. You all seek the good and wisdom in things that you do not seek the truth, some of you. Some of you want to hide from the truth and hide and be let down. For others want to see reality as it is. For others want to make their own reality and their own delusions. But this full moon will bring about brightness, shine light through all. You are all going to recognize something new, experience something unique, something terrific, and you're all going to ponder and seek the truth within you and with society and within yourselves. Go forth, seek the truth, have a lot of wisdom, and be bold for this full moon that is bold experiences with the world as it is and the changing of the world. Okay. Let's do some cards quickly. 3 cards. What will I do? Which card? Which card? Let's do these cards. Oh, I've got a meeting on Monday to talk about. I might be making my own deck and collaborating on another deck. So I'm having a meeting on Monday, which is exciting news. So let's have a look here. Okay. I'm looking at that because I wish I could fix the colorness. But I'm just using my computer to film these. Okay, 1, 2, 3 cards. All right. Card number 1, which is this card here, quickly. Okay, this card is about change and transformation. You are changing. You're going to experience something new and different. You are clearing away old stuff to make way for the new. You are like a force to be reckoned with. You might be quite sharp-tongued as well this week. You might need to be careful of other people's feelings. You're very big on loyalty. You're very big on trust this week. Who can you trust? Who's going to be loyal to you? And there's a lot of judgments that's coming up with this card too. Card number 2 is this card here. So with this card, you're quite relaxed, but you're ready to go out on town, but there's a relaxed vibe with you. Nothing's really affecting you this week. You've just got this really sort of laid back demeanor about you. I feel like that you're shining very brightly. Your opinion really matters, but more to you more than other people. But you've got to voice your opinion this week with this card as well. But also you're taking a lot of pride in your appearance too. Okay, this one here, card number 3. You're holding back in your communication. There's people around, there's some snakes around you this week, so be careful of certain people around you. There's some snakes. You are also trying to control things. There's a sense of manipulation, whether it be you or someone around you. You're really trying to fly. There's something about the number 2 for you this week as well. It's like you'll have a really big aura. Your aura is shining brightly this week. I feel like you are talking about and really bringing through what you're passionate about too this week as well. Coming up. And looking about a glimpse ahead too. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it. Thank you for everyone that came up to this coast last week. It was really fabulous being there and doing the readings that I did. I get a day off this Sunday. Yay. And my next fair and expo, I think, will be September 1. Got pushed back to next year. But I have applied for a fair in New Zealand, which will be in November, end of November, beginning of December. So New Zealand, if you are in New Zealand, I am going to most likely be in a fair there later on in the year too. And I am available for readings at Camden as well if you're in Sydney, or you can contact me and we can organise a Zoom if you're overseas for a Zoom session as well. So thank you for your likes, shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.